What of Meghan Markle? The question hung in the air, only to be met with a swift and brutal dismissal. It was made clear they did not want Meghan Markle on their show. In a stunning turn, it was revealed today that the Real Housewives of London have not only rejected the Duchess of Sussex, but have instead set their sights on Katherine, the Princess of Wales. This pronouncement serves as another profound humiliation for the Duchess from Montecito, whose celebrity influence appears to diminish by the day. Yet, she is not alone in this public shunning. The formidable Anna Wintour, the legendary editor of Vogue, now overseeing all publications at Condé Nast, has also conspicuously turned on Meghan, championing Katherine instead, a shocking pivot, especially after many believed Wintour's loyalty was shifting following a notorious Balenciaga fashion summit. The day's events would delve into this cascading fall from grace, beginning with that truly mortifying moment, a moment when the Real Housewives of London, with an air of righteous conviction, declared themselves far superior to the exiled Duchess. The stage was set when a question arose about which celebrity might join their illustrious cast. The title exists merely to inflate her sense of grandeur, a fact that has not gone unnoticed. She shows no interest in other people. Katherine, however, is the opposite. When she visits a family that has endured the horrific loss of a child, she returns to see them many, many times. Driven by genuine care and a desire to help, the light-hearted exchange continued, touching upon everything from their voices to their looks. One cast member boasted of a video where she was declared more attractive, a piece of evidence she had saved for posterity. It was noted that Jennifer Aniston was a girl's girl, a sign of true camaraderie. But then, the mood shifted. One of the women, seemingly unaware of the brewing sentiment, suggested Meghan Markle. A chilling silence fell. The rejection was immediate and absolute. "No," they declared, "I don't want Meghan Markle on our show." In a breathtaking reversal, the consensus was clear. "I think Kate would be wonderful." The admiration for the Princess of Wales was palpable. They spoke of a hidden depth, claiming she would surprise people. She was hailed as tough as nails, a woman of substance beneath the elegance. And, of course, they noted her magnificent home, a symbol of her status, prompting jests about whether an invitation had yet been extended. The silence that greeted Meghan Markle's name was a drama in itself, a chilling prelude to another slight from an even greater power. For it was Anna Wintour herself who would cast a long shadow over Meghan by publicly endorsing Katherine's unparalleled style, a move made for all the world to see. When queried about a celebrity-style inspiration for the holiday season, Wintour's response was a masterclass in calculated praise. She declared that one could not go wrong with the Duchess of Cambridge, who always looks impeccable. In an era celebrating classic stars with a sense of heritage, she pointed to what the princess wears to church, perhaps a Katherine Walker dark red princess coat, or for an evening out with her husband. For those glamorous nights, a McQueen creation was cited as an example of her flawless taste. The verdict from the high priestess of fashion was clear. She always looks absolutely impeccable. Royal commentator Angela Levin observed the fascinating, real-time spectacle of celebrities and socialites fleeing from Meghan Markle on both sides of the Atlantic. But the deepest cut, the salt in the wound, was that they were not merely fleeing from Meghan. They were running towards Katherine, the Princess of Wales, desperately pleading, "Please embrace us." This was a phenomenon observed among the world's biggest stars, including Taylor Swift and Lady Gaga. The situation was damning, but when the condemnation comes from the cast of The Real Housewives of London, it signals a social catastrophe. Angela Levin asserted that Meghan has cultivated an unpleasant persona, making people dislike her because her focus is solely on herself. No matter the topic, the conversation invariably returns to me, me, me. Her narrative is a constant lament, a groan of self-pity over not having everything she desires despite her supposed efforts. She has conducted herself in a way that makes one want to flee the room. Katherine, by contrast, is the epitome of charm. She bends down to speak to children and introduces herself simply by her first name, eschewing royal pomp. This is a humility Meghan now despises, clinging instead to the title Duchess of Sussex, a title that means nothing, as she performs no duty to uphold it. It was a performance designed solely for her own sense of grandeur, a truth the public clearly perceived, revealing her profound and chilling disinterest in other people. In stark contrast stands Katherine, who, upon visiting a family shattered by the unspeakable loss of a child, would not simply make an appearance. She would return to them on numerous occasions, a testament to her genuine compassion and her unwavering desire to offer solace. These actions spring from a genuinely warm heart. Meghan, it is argued, operates on a different plane, one of pure transaction. Her thoughts are a cold calculation. How much will I get here? How long must I stay before I can leave and have people think I've done a good job? The difference is stark. She is not interested in anyone, never allowing them to speak, for she believes everyone exists only to know her. And, frankly, they do not. Simultaneously, a disturbing pattern long discussed in whispers was finally gaining mainstream attention in the United States. It was the unhinged, psychologically troubling obsession Meghan appeared to have with Princess Diana. The fixation, a form of cosplay, was laid bare by a brilliant social media account. The post, which went viral, declared that a recent year had been a bountiful one for pretending to be Harry's mother, promising more updates on this abnormal behavior. The visual evidence was staggering, a collage of imitation that left viewers deeply unsettled. The exposé spread like wildfire, capturing the attention of commentators like Michael Knowles of the Daily Wire, who rarely touches royal news but was compelled to state simply, "I'm shook." The situation had become undeniably creepy. Most fascinating of all was when Jack Royston of Newsweek, a royal editor once seen as a propagandist for Meghan Markle, finally began to call out this bizarre obsession. He revealed a sentiment growing among detractors of Harry and Meghan. They had overused and overleveraged the memory of Diana to a shocking degree. A contrast was drawn with Prince William, who, back in 2017, on the 20th anniversary of her passing, addressed her legacy with a profound sense of finality. William and Harry participated in major documentaries, but William made it clear to a group of journalists that this was a singular event. He explained that this was a one-time thing, that he would not be doing it again. The 20th anniversary was their moment to pay tribute, to discuss her life and its impact. And then, he stated, the box was going to close. He would not go back to it. Harry and Meghan, however, have taken a profoundly different approach. They have invoked Diana's name relentlessly. Harry has repeatedly claimed to see history repeating itself in the media's treatment of Meghan, effectively politicizing her memory. He has also used this narrative in his personal battles with what he calls the establishment. He has alleged an establishment stitch-up in his efforts to have his police protection reinstated, framing it as a mirror of Princess Diana's own story. While some sympathy exists for a son's grief, a powerful wave of skepticism has formed around this narrative. A cloud of suspicion hangs over Meghan, with many believing she is using Diana's memory, leveraging her fame and enduring popularity for her own cause and personal gain. A malign, secret intent is now inferred in her actions. While Meghan is no stranger to criticism on social media, the sheer volume of interaction on these posts, reaching into the millions, served as a blaring warning sign that this particular subject was becoming dangerously toxic for her. Angela Levin noted that because this behavior has persisted for so long, the evidence has now become indisputable, revealing a clear and disturbing pattern. Levin suggested this mimicry stems from a deep-seated lack of confidence. It is one of the reasons she talks non-stop about herself. The only way she feels secure is to copy others, to copy Katherine, to copy Diana. She does this because she believes it is the right way to be, lacking any innate understanding of royal manners or the decorum of the well-brought-up. She dons these personas like costumes, hoping to appear fashionable, to feel as though she is finally as close as possible to the real thing. At one level, it is simply ridiculous. She should be herself, but the central problem is that she doesn't know who she is. On another, more sinister level, she has done a most disgusting thing. She has told Harry multiple times that she feels his mother is speaking to her, and Harry, idiotically, has accepted this as truth. He now believes his late mother is communicating through his wife. During their engagement interview at the BBC, he mused that his mother and Meghan would have been the best of friends, jumping up and down with happiness for them. All the while, Meghan sat nodding, holding his hand, gently encouraging this deeply unhealthy delusion. The charade extended to a visit to the island where Diana is buried. Meghan wanted to go there, and she lay on the ground by the lake, later telling Harry, "Yes, I could feel your mother." She preys upon Harry's vulnerability, his ridiculous belief in these fantasies, using his mother's memory as a chain to keep him close, ensuring he will never leave his wife, his supposed connection to the afterlife. A source claims he knew how to connect with his late mother, a bond described as beyond words. After a period of 15 months with him, it was observed that towards the end, he professed to feeling much improved. He allegedly stated he was in a better place regarding his mother, believing he could finally cope, crediting William for his progress and vowing to move forward. Then, in a shocking turn, everything shattered. It is alleged that Meghan sent him spiraling back into his grief, a place from which he seemingly cannot escape. The question of her intent, whether malicious or merely careless, remains a subject of intense speculation, yet dwelling endlessly on such a tragedy prevents any real progress. And the manipulation, some claim, began subtly, even with the choice of perfume, the very scent Diana cherished, the scent a young, grieving Harry clung to as a memory of his mother's embrace. This, it is believed, was the very beginning of the carefully orchestrated drama. It was no mere coincidence, but a calculated move revealing a shockingly cruel pattern of behavior towards the man she professes to love. The conversation then turned to Jack Royston, Newsweek's royal editor, who had even more to expose on the matter. But first, a shocking truth about common snacks must be unveiled. A glance at the nutrition label of a standard bag of crisps reveals a disturbing chemical cocktail: seed oils, MSG, artificial dyes, and ambiguous natural flavors. The ingredient list resembles a laboratory manifest more than a simple foodstuff, leaving many to question the subsequent feelings of bloating, fatigue, and general malaise. It is in this climate of processed deception that masa emerges as a beacon of authenticity, a part of a burgeoning real food movement. They champion the wholesome nourishment our grandparents knew before snacks were concocted in sterile labs. Masa's tortilla chips contain a mere 3 pure ingredients: organic nixtamalized corn, sea salt, and 100% grass-fed beef tallow. A simple list, devoid of seed oils and mystery chemicals, nothing but real food. And here lies the critical revelation. Not only do they eschew the toxic additives, but their flavor is truly extraordinary. Consuming masa chips is a world apart from the experience of ordinary crisps. One is left feeling satisfied, light, and invigorated. There is no subsequent energy crash, no bloating, no dreadful sluggishness, a testament to their composition of real food, which provides a deeper, more genuine satisfaction. Gone are the days of mindlessly consuming half a family-sized bag, only to remain unfulfilled. For those who appreciate masa's purity, its sister company, Vandy Crisps, offers a similar revelation in potato chips. Vandy produces the most delectable 3-ingredient potato chips, delivering authentic flavor and a satisfying crunch without the usual list of chemical refuse. An exclusive offer awaits those ready to experience this quality. The code Outspoken unlocks a 25% discount on a first order at MasaChips. The offer is available at masachips.com or vandycrisps.com. For ultimate convenience, a direct link resides in the video description box below, and the on-screen QR code can be scanned to claim this delectable opportunity. For discerning consumers across the United States, Masa and Vandy can now be found nationwide at local Sprouts supermarkets, though one must act quickly to secure a few bags before they vanish from the shelves. Returning to the heart of the scandal, it is revealed that Meghan's behavior concerning Diana has, on numerous occasions, been deeply unsettling. One of the most disturbing instances is chronicled in Harry's own memoir, Spare, detailing Meghan's first visit to Diana's grave. The late princess is interred on a secluded island at her ancestral family estate. This location in Northamptonshire was chosen specifically to prevent the grave from becoming a public spectacle, a shrine for the masses to constantly flock to and, in a sense, appropriate. To reach Diana's final resting place, one must cross the water in a small rowing boat, a journey meant to be one of quiet reflection and privacy. Harry reportedly left her alone, sensing she required a private moment. Upon his return, he discovered a startling scene. Meghan was crouched on the ground, her palms pressed firmly against the cold stone of the grave. When questioned by Harry, she claimed she was seeking clarity and guidance, a gesture that many found to be an astonishingly intimate act for a woman who had never met the deceased princess. The performance was perceived as entirely over the top, a staged communion with a spirit she never knew. It was a stark reminder that Diana was not solely Harry's mother, but also William's mother and the former wife of King Charles. One can only imagine the profound discomfort William or Charles must have felt upon learning of this display, a feeling that what they witnessed was profoundly inappropriate. Their actions regarding Diana often seem excessive, feeding the very narrative that now gains momentum. This behavior is a significant reason the couple has become a lightning rod for controversy, attracting immense scrutiny on social media. This is all part of the larger, undeniable inauthenticity crisis plaguing Harry and Meghan, a crisis now substantiated by cold, hard evidence. Angela Levin was presented with new figures, revealed by Newsweek, that paint a damning picture. Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop commands 4 times the internet traffic of Meghan's venture. It appears, as has been a recurring theme, that the public has no appetite for what she offers. They overwhelmingly prefer her competitor's brand, especially given the questionable hygiene displayed in her own productions, a style now mockingly dubbed Salmonella Sussex. The moniker Salmonella Sussex was coined due to a perceived lack of basic propriety, a carelessness that many find revolting. It is argued she refuses to conduct herself in a sensible manner, and her fashion choices are deemed equally absurd. The entire effort to compete with established lifestyle brands is seen as a futile endeavor, as she appears incapable of winning public affection. Countless individuals have voiced a visceral dislike for her, often unable to pinpoint the exact cause. They simply cannot stand her, a sentiment that is widespread. In contrast, other public figures, while perhaps flawed, are often liked for their perceived kindness or sense of fun qualities she glaringly lacks. A case in point, a so-called charity visit that lasted a mere 17 minutes. They arrived, shielded their children from view, and performed for the cameras. They put on a pretense of charitable work and then vanished as quickly as they came. The entire event was seen as a transparently phony publicity stunt, a desperate attempt to appear virtuous. It is a clear indication that she simply cannot comprehend the world outside her bubble. What is most mortifying for her, however, is that this hypocrisy has been exposed by Archewell, her very own organization. The foundation has compiled a report, a document that delves into the true thoughts of young people regarding authenticity in the influencer sphere, the very world she now inhabits. The devastating irony is that this report serves as a perfect explanation for why the public, and particularly the youth, have turned against her. It explains why they have turned on Prince Harry and Meghan Markle themselves. Newsweek's excellent analysis juxtaposes the official report's findings with the couple's own well-documented authenticity problem. The article notes that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's charity has ironically released a report that highlights the critical importance of authenticity to young people. Yet, its findings align perfectly with the numerous major criticisms leveled against the couple throughout their post-royal existence. It is baffling that they did not foresee this public relations disaster and simply bury the report. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex's Archewell Foundation had conducted interviews with 106 young people aged 10 to 25 across the United States. The study spanned the United Kingdom, Australia, Canada, and Panama, seeking to understand what the youth value in their leaders. The conclusion was stark. Young people have grown utterly weary of the inauthenticity pervasive in influencer culture. They yearn for role models who are driven not by profit, but by a passionate commitment to making a real impact on causes they genuinely care about. The findings were indeed striking. However, they make for uncomfortable reading when juxtaposed with the reality of Harry and Meghan's first 5 years in the United States, a period defined by their pursuit of multi-million-dollar content creation deals. In a twist of supreme irony, specific passages from their own report could serve as a compelling explanation for the couple's plummeting public approval, as audiences grew exhausted by their relentless narrative of a royal rift. A Sussex source, in a desperate act of damage control, directly disputed these claims to Newsweek. The source argued that casting all young people as being offended by the Duke and Duchess making money is a grossly oversimplified assessment. The interpretation offered was that the report merely suggests young people feel an affinity for brands they associate with certain values. Their brand allegiances are supposedly driven by activism, citing examples like Ben & Jerry's. The source then audaciously positions Harry and Meghan as an activist-driven brand, claiming their focus is on showing up, doing good, and, most contentiously, donating a disproportionate amount of their wealth to worthy causes, far more than the so-called average Joe. The defense continues, stating they must make money, a point considered moot for anyone not part of the institution, but this very statement demands closer scrutiny. Firstly, the dismissive reference to their potential supporters as average Joes reveals a deeply offensive and elitist mindset. It lays bare their true attitude. Secondly, the claim of donating a disproportionate amount of their wealth is patently false. This is demonstrably untrue. Desperate promotional emails are sent out, offering a 20% discount on her questionable products, yet not a single penny from these sales is directed to any charitable cause. Not 1 cent. While Harry did donate $1.5 million from his book, Spare, this must be viewed in the context of his advance, which was reportedly around $25 million. The evidence does not support the claim that they donate a disproportionate amount of their wealth. The audacity to describe the public as average Joes while placing themselves on such a lofty pedestal is what many find utterly revolting. There is a pervasive feeling of superiority emanating from them, a sense that they can do no wrong while viewing ordinary people as pitiable subjects. They hoard their wealth while offering fleeting moments of feigned interest, perhaps for half an hour, or more likely, a mere 5 minutes. The underlying message seems to be that the public should feel jolly lucky to have been in their presence. It is a performance, not a genuine desire to help. An early example of this behavior is recalled. A pre-Christmas event supposedly to donate money and clothing to children. The couple was present for a mere 10 minutes. Those running the charity were reportedly stunned by the brevity and lack of substance. The donations were minimal, an apple for each child, or something equally paltry, yet they manufactured a grand spectacle out of this meager offering of fruit. The entire affair was exposed as utter nonsense. The prevailing belief is that she, in particular, feels she can simply play-act her way through public life. Harry often appears as a passive bystander, allowing her to orchestrate the scene as she presents herself as the epitome of generosity, kindness, and love. But beneath this facade, it is believed she has mastered the art of maximizing her personal profit while ensuring she remains firmly in the spotlight, her true motivation being the camera's lens and the resulting fame. It was a strategy laid bare: seize the moment and secure the fortune. The king himself reportedly erupted in fury over her insatiable spending as she lavished thousands upon thousands of pounds on a wardrobe designed for spectacle, yet allegedly offered nothing in return. No gesture of charity, no sensible garment. A simple dress for a couple of £100 with the difference used for a greater good. Instead, the narrative became one of pure self-interest. Every penny, every ounce of attention was allegedly directed towards her. This, they say, is the heart of the scandal. The reason the public turned against her and why her carefully constructed world is crumbling, a downfall fueled by an unshakable belief in her own flawed judgment. Then came the bombshell report from Newsweek, a devastating critique of their entire brand. It revealed that the youth of the digital age identified 4 pillars of true leadership: authenticity and credibility, a purpose beyond money or followers, demonstrable action and impact, and roots in the real world, offline. The report's authors delivered another crushing blow, noting the term influencer is now inherently viewed as being driven by profit. This single observation became a damning indictment of Meghan and Harry's American saga, where every public move appeared to be intrinsically linked to the relentless pursuit of money. In this new landscape, their claims of authenticity rang hollow. Meghan could speak of the A word endlessly, but the very demographic they sought to capture the youth was slipping through their fingers. Their gamble that the younger generation would abandon the traditional royals for them was backfiring spectacularly. The truth, according to their own research, was that the younger generation admired the royal family's genuine good deeds, acts untainted by the stench of profit. The Sussexes' facade had been exposed. They were seen as phonies, trapped in a gilded cage of their own making, where the allure of money tragically eclipsed all else. It was always about the money. Whispers grew louder that she was deeply dissatisfied with Harry's fortune. He was a mere millionaire, but her ambitions allegedly soared far higher to the realm of billionaires. It is a prize she has yet to claim, a pursuit from which, it is said, even the wealthiest men might run a mile, for with her there is never, ever enough. This insatiable hunger was evident in every aspect of her life, from the couture to the crown jewels. Nothing he gave her was ever sufficient. Her engagement ring, a symbol of his love, was reportedly altered 4 or 5 times, a constant, calculated effort to make it appear more valuable, betraying the sacred sentiment from which it was born. A token of affection, even one costing a mere 6 pence, should be cherished for its meaning, but for her it was an endless obsession with money, money, money. This, they claim, is the true motive behind her alleged hunt for a billionaire to fund a lifestyle of limitless acquisition. Yet, even with a $5,000 or £10,000 dress, true happiness remains forever out of her grasp. The cycle of consumption is all that matters, a cold and calculated existence fueled by finance. Angela Levin, the royal mastermind and photographer to Prince Harry and Queen Camilla, offered these chilling insights. For those who dare to seek more of these uncensored truths, an exclusive invitation was extended to the Royal Uncancelled After Show, held daily.